I'm so honored to be here. Um, when I was invited to speak here, I was quite, I think the American word is flabbergasted by this honor, because I am filled with admiration for Cadila and, of course, Rajiv Modi and his father. I teach at Rutgers University in New Jersey, and many people refer to Rutgers as Little India because 29% of our student population there is from South Asia. Patel is the most common name of students in my university. Over 600 Patels graduate every year. And my best students are Indian, and I feel very close to India now, and I am very honored to be part of STEM Site India and very proud to be a partner with Cadila. I want to make some comments about innovation because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about innovation. I don't think innovation is just keeping up with the latest trends, not using the most modern technology, or adopting cutting-edge fashions. Innovation is not even just thinking of new ideas, but innovation is doing new things that everybody believes are impossible or inconceivable. If you feel comfortable and secure, you're probably not being innovative. If you're innovative, you are alone in front of the pack, wondering whether you have taken the right path. If you're truly innovative, you're ahead of your time. People are reluctant to follow you. In such cases, do not be discouraged. Consider it a gift. The gift is luxury of time to prepare and execute your ideas well. Be patient and do not expect people to embrace your ideas for a while. In the beginning, all innovative ideas faced opposition. If an idea is so obvious that everybody embraces it, it is probably not that innovative. Eventually, people will think that your idea was their idea. When this happens, you know that you have won their hearts and their minds. Don't be possessive of your ideas. Many people think that they own ideas, but ideas are cheap. Work is hard. I think Rajiv Modi just spoke about how hard his father worked. Anybody can have ideas. It is successful implementation of the ideas that counts. Many patents have bitten the dust of ignominy and never seen the light of day, much less helped people and made their lives better. Ideas alone are not sufficient. Real innovation has impact. My definition of impact is if you were not there, it would not happen. If something happened, whether or not you were there, this means you have had no impact. In most fields of endeavor, including science, many people are competing with each other to be the first to do something. In most races, if you don't win, somebody else will win. That is the definition of no impact. If you're not there, if you don't win, somebody else will win. That means it doesn't matter whether you were there. Innovative people have impact. If Steve Jobs had not lived, what would the world be like today? I think most of us would agree that Steve Jobs was responsible for many things that we now take for granted, like smartphones, like iPods. I think most of us would agree that if he were not here, the smartphone would take another decade to come, but even more important, the smartphone would not be what it is today. And if he had not invented iPods and iTunes, we probably would still be walking around with disc players. Ideas that have not been implemented have no impact. Thomas Edison was probably the greatest inventor of all time. He invented light bulb, he invented movies and many other things. But light bulbs would not have been used if there had been no way of delivering electricity. If light bulbs were never used by people, would we be honoring Edison for his invention of the light bulb? Probably not. Eventually, of course, others will invent better light emitters, including fluorescent tubes, light-emitting diodes, but people remember Edison because people use the light bulbs that he invented. Indravardhan A. Modi, founder of Cadila Pharmaceutical, was an innovator with impact. Although he started by selling pharmaceuticals from the back of his bicycle, he created a pharmaceutical company that manufactured affordable drugs for people. And I want to emphasize the word affordable, because that is truly an innovative idea for the pharmaceutical industry. In the 1970s, he championed the Indian Patent Act, which made the pharmaceutical industry possible in India. Today, Rajiv Modi is blazing new paths for the therapeutic industry in India. At a time when many other drug companies are creating me-too drugs to take market share from blockbuster drugs, Cadila Pharmaceuticals is investing in systematic development of affordable vaccines, cancer therapies, and tuberculosis drugs, as well as, of course, umbilical cord blood stem cells. The latter has been shown to cure thalassemia, which is the most prevalent genetic disease in this world. And we recently showed that umbilical cord blood cells improve functional recovery in patients with spinal cord injury. Many people attribute innovation to research, but without the vision and investment by the therapeutic industry, research findings cannot reach clinical trial and therefore application to people. While governments support research, industry must translate the research into products. This has been particularly true in the past decade, when the costs of moving a therapy from discovery to market have ballooned to nearly $4 billion for each product. And many companies are now reluctant to invest in therapies for any but the largest market, and many companies have imposed exorbitant prices for curative therapies. We must innovate for our patients. In theory, progress in research should provide cures, but in practice, treatable conditions fade, and other conditions for which we have no effective treatments will take over. In the last 4 decades, we have increased the lifespan of people by over 2 decades, from the 60s to the 80s. But people continue to die of incurable causes. Some diseases do not fade and evolve to evade our drugs. There is no shortage of incurable conditions. Cadila is committed to making sure that there are affordable cures for people, and I'm very proud to be associated with Cadila. Thank you very much.